Have you ever bumped into someone from your past? Maybe a guy who used to cheat off your test in high school, or that neighbor who always seemed one screw short of a toolbox, and suddenly found out they're pulling in 6 or 7 figures? And you're sitting there like, wait, that guy? Seriously? How on earth did he pull that off? It's like reality glitched. You rack your brain. Did they win the lottery? Get handed something you didn't? Or is there something they figured out while you were out here grinding, playing by the rules, and doing what you were told? Because let's be real, sometimes the dumbest ones seem to be the ones winning, and that messes with your head. Meanwhile, you're the one with the brains, the big plans, and all this potential, but somehow you're still spinning your wheels. Sometimes being too smart is exactly what keeps you broke. In this video, we're ripping the lid off why book smarts don't stack cash, how people with zero credentials are out here getting stupid rich, and most critically, how to flex your brain the smart way so you're not stuck on the bench while others ball out. Welcome to Blue Chip Mindset, the winning mindset for success. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, please give it a like. Let's rewind for a second. We were all sold the same dream. Get good grades, go to a solid college, land a safe job, and ride that path to success. The old playbook. Parents preached it, teachers reinforced it, and you believed it. So naturally, people chase degrees, collect certifications like Pokemon cards, and expect the money to follow. You study hard, ace the tests, and think, okay, I'm set now, right? But then you look around, and the guy who flunked algebra is driving a brand new Tesla. What gives? Here's the brutal truth. If pure intelligence made people rich, then engineers, scientists, and physicists would be running the world's wealth. But they're not. Instead, you've got people who barely scraped by in school or probably didn't even graduate out there, acting a fool on social media and swimming in cash. Why? Because they're playing a different game. They're not sitting around memorizing formulas. They're out there making moves, taking risks, and learning from the real world. Take Colonel Sanders, for example. The guy's life was a mess of failures. No college degree, no business training, just grit. At 60 years old, he's pitching fried chicken door to door, getting rejected over 1,000 times. Most people would have quit, gone home, and called it a day, but he didn't. He kept swinging until someone finally gave him a shot. That's not IQ. That's relentless execution. He wasn't solving equations. He was solving problems by showing up every day, tweaking his approach, and refusing to take no for an answer. Then there's Sarah Blakely. No Ivy League degree, no fancy investors backing her. She was selling fax machines door to door when she came up with the idea for Spanx. She spent nights cutting prototypes in her apartment, pitching her idea to anyone who would listen, and getting rejected by manufacturers who didn't take her seriously until one finally said yes. Today, she's a billionaire, not because she had impressive credentials, but because she believed in her idea and refused to quit. Here's the bottom line. It's not about having the highest IQ, it's about taking action while others overthink. The dumb ones aren't always dumb. They're just not stuck in their heads, paralyzed by what-ifs. Let's put it into perspective. Imagine you're handed a treasure map with a big red X marking the spot of a buried treasure. But instead of going after it, you sit at home analyzing every line, scared you'll take a wrong turn or look stupid. You're mapping out every possible obstacle, every risk, trying to make sure you've got it all figured out. Meanwhile, someone else with a beat-up version of the same map is already out there, tripping over roots, getting muddy, maybe even getting lost, but they're learning as they go. They're finding shortcuts, spotting traps, and getting closer to the X every day. Guess who finds the gold first? Not the overthinker. It's the one who moves. That's the edge so-called dumb people have. They don't overanalyze. They don't wait for perfect. They just go. And that go is what separates action from anxiety. They're not afraid to look dumb or take a wrong step because they know every misstep teaches them something. The problem is, if you've always been the smart one, failure feels like a personal attack, like it'll crack the identity you've built. You've been the A student, the one everyone expected to succeed, so you avoid risk. You aim for safe jobs, analyst, professor, something with a clear path and a steady paycheck, comfortable titles, predictable outcomes. But playing it safe is also playing it small. You're trading big wins for small losses, staying in your comfort zone to avoid looking foolish. Meanwhile, the ones who don't worship perfection, who aren't afraid to fail publicly, those are the ones who build momentum. They try, fail, learn, repeat. And that cycle? That's where growth lives. Here's the real formula. 2 skills that set winners apart from the rest. The first is execution. Ideas are cheap. Everyone's got $1 million idea in their head. Action is what makes it real. J.K. Rowling didn't invent storytelling, but she executed like crazy, writing through rejection after rejection until Harry Potter took off. Howard Schultz didn't invent coffee, but he built Starbucks from it by grinding and taking risks. People always have big ideas. Few actually follow through. Execution isn't genetic. It's a muscle. Use it or lose it. Start small, mess up, adjust, and keep going. That's how you turn dreams into dollars. The second skill is social intelligence, the ability to connect, influence, and build relationships that move things forward. It's not about being charming or fake. It's about being real, being understood, and inspiring people to believe in your vision. If execution is the engine, social intelligence is the fuel. Think about Oprah. Her magic wasn't just talent. It was an emotional connection. She made millions feel seen and heard. That built trust. And that trust? That's leverage you can't buy. Whether it's selling a product, pitching a deal, or getting a promotion, people invest in people they believe in, not just ideas on paper. But here's the twist. None of that matters if you're stuck in neutral. Waiting for the perfect plan is just fear dressed up as a strategy. The winners? They jump in before they feel ready. They don't need every piece of the puzzle. They start with what they've got and figure out the rest. Remember how you learned to ride a bike when you were younger? You didn't learn to ride by reading about it. You wobble, you crash, you bleed, but you learn. Business, wealth, opportunity, it works the same way. Fall down, get up, move forward. The dumb ones get this. They're not afraid to crash, so they learn faster. And yeah, it's slow. That's why most people quit. Real success is stacking bricks. Little actions done daily. No fireworks, just repetition. Save a little, learn a little, try a little. It's boring, but it compounds. The people who stick it out build real momentum, while the rest jump ship when results don't show up fast enough. It's like planting a garden. You water it every day, even when you don't see sprouts. The dumb ones keep watering, trusting it'll grow. The smart ones often give up when the dirt looks empty. Now, let's talk leverage. This isn't just about borrowing money. It's about leveraging what you've got, other people's time, skills, and networks, to move forward faster. The guy doing everything himself, he's burning out. The one who delegates, collaborates, and asks for help, he's scaling. Imagine two dudes launching a food truck. One's doing it all. Cooking, driving, marketing, bookkeeping. He's exhausted, barely keeping up. The other guy, he hired a cook, outsourced his social media, and asked a buddy for help with permits. He's moving faster with half the stress. That's leverage. It's not about being smarter, it's about working smarter and using what's around you to get ahead. Another cheat code? Confidence. Not the fake, loud kind, but real belief in your ability to figure it out. People who aren't considered smart often walk into rooms like they belong there. They pitch their ideas with guts, even if they don't have all the answers. And weirdly, it works. That swagger convinces people to take a chance on them. Customers, partners, investors. Meanwhile, smart folks can get stuck doubting themselves, thinking they need another degree or more experience to be ready. But confidence, especially the kind that says, "I'll figure it out," is magnetic. It pulls opportunities to you like a magnet pulls metal. Here's another angle. Adaptability. The dumb ones aren't married to one plan. They pivot when something's not working. They're not stuck on being right. They're focused on getting results. Smart people sometimes cling to their original idea, thinking it's the correct one, even when it's failing. But the ones who make money? They're flexible, willing to change course and try something new. It's like driving through a storm. You don't stick to the GPS if the road's flooded. You find a new route. So here's the hard truth. Being smart doesn't guarantee wealth. It doesn't even guarantee you'll get started. The real winners? They take messy first steps. They fail. They learn. They keep going. Wealth is built on action, persistence, and resilience, not perfection. You don't need to be a genius to win. You just need to move. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe.